Hello, everyone. Good evening. I promised in Doris' room I would share my ways of 10 pathways that I have developed over the years for my own control and but also for my patients and also for the family and my students, right, etc., etc. But basically, they're about my ways of controlling my own blood sugar because I was born in a family where the rice was the staple food, right? All we have lovely chutneys, lovely curries, and also they all go with rice. And the rice was the staple thing, and the part of India I came from. I was in Andhra Pradesh, which was a southern state, and a lot of paddy, right? A lot of paddy, the rice, rice. Um, Agriculture. Wise they were rice, and then this was called as the rice bowl of India, feeding all the people with a lot of rice. So it's like a heap of rice, and then you kind of so it's like a now capital of the diabetes around the world, probably because of that habit. And then I wasn't eating that much, but then this. Rice, staple rice, kind of gave us the diabetes in the family, and also it's a type 2 diabetes. It came because of the insult of that. And my eldest brother, he's the only one doesn't have it, but the rest of the kids, we are 7 kids, right? All of them have some shade of diabetes. So I needed to control it too. And my mom came, she reintroduced me to all her cooking, which was lovely, which was very nice, but it's not good for me, right? And also my wife, so she's a wonderful cook, and she cooks very nice curries and all that. All in all, I needed to control my blood sugar, right? But also, I was developing this theme for my patients. I used to get a lot of patients that were very difficult to control with other people. Other physicians and all. They could not control them, and the patients used to find way to me because somehow the reputation went, I believe. So I was paying attention to diabetics as a whole. Okay, so I thought I would share some of the my insights into how blood sugar can be controlled just by attending to our lifestyles. You need medication, you need medication, but generally people may not need medication if you follow these lifestyles. Okay, you may continue medication at a reduced dose, maybe. Maybe you are on the insulin and you can switch to something like a oral pills. So I would not get into the treatment aspect of it as much as the how can you control from morning till evening. What are the things that you could do in your lifestyles? Okay, that is what I'm going to address here. Number one is we kind of used to getting up before the sun rises. That's a yogic principle, right? So you want to rise before the sun, and that's supposed to be very good time, and obviously it is because I'm kind of up and everybody else is asleep, so I'm not going to be disturbed by anybody. Right? And also you can do the practice of meditation or whatever control of mind you do. You can do all that, and you can start exercising, and you'll have a long time because you are up. So I usually get up between 3:30 to 5 o'clock. 5 is the maximum. Today also I woke up at 5 o'clock. And later on I do the exercises, I do all that I want to do for myself. Actually, it's the best time of my day. And then one thing that yoga recommends is to do some exercise. I prefer sun salutations of yoga, and so you begin by your day by syncing with the nature's rhythm, starting with warm water, just gently awakens your digestive system. Drink two big glasses or big bottles of water, and That is, it kind of awakens your digestive system, while gentle movement like stretching or yoga stimulates circulation and metabolism. So there is a meaning behind it. Okay, and then I would like to go into the morning sunlight as soon as the sun come up. That's very rare for us in Iowa, but whenever we see that, we want to go there, right? That's a powerful metabolic regulator, the natural morning sunlight. So if you expose yourself to daylight, that helps your circadian clock, which governs insulin sensitivity throughout the day. So studies show that morning light exposure can improve glucose tolerance by up to 20%. So this simple practice, drinking water, moving mindfully, and stepping into sunlight, that is the morning thing I start with. Okay, that creates a foundation for stable blood sugar that lasts all day. Okay, there's the foundation. Okay, that's my practice. I'm just letting you know it will be good for if you could adopt that. But a lot of people may not be able to get up in the morning before the sun, and may not do the sun salutations, may not walk in the morning light. That's something I would propose that you do. Okay, then once you wake up, usually my practice is I take deep breaths. Right, that's a very important thing in yoga practice, and also stress reduction practice as well. So what I do is not only deep breath 10 in the morning to get myself anchored in the awareness, but also I use breath as medicine and cortisol regulation and glucose stabilization. How? You see, if you deep breathe all day, breath, slow, intentional breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which directly influences the metabolic function. Everybody knows about it. And then deep breathing, say, reduce your stress hormones like cortisol, which can spike blood sugar levels when chronically elevated. Okay, so glucose stabilization happens because of the regular breathing practice. Have been shown to improve insulin sensitivity and maintain steadier glucose levels throughout the day. So insulin sensitivity, a lot of people develop insulin resistance. So we want to make whatever available insulin you have more sensitive, right? So that can be done by deep breathing too. And I mean, it doesn't add right away. In the long run, it does. It reduces stress, it reduces cortisol, and thereby your insulin sensitivity will go up. Okay, so try this simple technique. Okay, breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4, and exhale for 6. Okay, practice for just 5 minutes, 3 times a daily. Breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. Okay, and this really gives you measurable benefits of the blood sugar stability. If you are following the blood sugar, these days we have CGM, continuous glucose monitoring, right? That can be done through the Apple Watch, to various devices that you can wear on your wrist. Okay, that's a very good one. Okay, so if you can do this every day, that will be good for you. Okay, try that. Okay, 4 counts of inhalation, 4 count holding, 6 counts of exhaling. Just for 5 minutes. And 3 times a day. That will be altogether 15 minutes. Okay, I do maybe 15 minutes in the day, throughout the day, several minutes, and also at the end of the day. This is one of my secrets of my energy. A lot of people ask me, my friends here and everywhere, they ask me, how come you are always having that energy even at the end of the day? Because the breathing, I picked it up from the yogis. They drank water, they sipped water throughout the day, and they ate only one time a day, but they kept on deep breathing all day as a habit, right? That is a good one. Okay, so think about that. And so first one was raising up before sun, and then second one is deep breathing, and third one is I don't eat all the time, and I don't eat according to time either, but I eat according to my hunger. So I made a rule that I will not eat unless I am hungry, and I will eat only when I am hungry. So this kind of honors the body's signals. See, if you have true physiological hunger, that is your body's way of signaling metabolic readiness for food. Consider like that. So when you eat according to genuine hunger, rather than the clock or emotional triggers, you naturally align your body's glucose regulation systems. They're all aligned. So recognize true hunger, the physical sensations in the stomach, sustained energy drop, and clear mental focus on eating. Okay, that is the recognize the true hunger. Then you have to distinguish this from cravings, emotional eating, boredom, or habit driven urges that are not true metabolic needs. Okay, so wait for the signal, allow 15 to 20 minutes after first noticing hunger. That's all. It's as simple as that, to ensure it is genuine before eating. Don't eat, go and eat right away. Wait for 5, 10, 15 minutes. Actually, some of the yogis, they kind of famish and then they go to the body. Okay. So this practice of eating only when hungry prevents unnecessary insulin spikes. Okay. And allows your body to tap into stored energy between meals. Okay. Promoting metabolic flexibility and long-term better blood sugar control. Don't take it light. This is a very good habit to cultivate. I do that. Okay. I always have to fight with my wife because she wants me to eat at the times that she thinks she's all done preparing, and I have to eat hot and all that. She's just good-hearted and just want to eat. Then I'll tell her, no, no, I'm not hungry. I'll eat later. So usually that happens. Even today, I ate it around 2:30 or so. Now it is 3:40. So I was doing some work, and after that, I was really hungry. So this is a good habit to cultivate. Again, the first one is wake up before the sun and do some activity. Second one is cultivate the deep breathing throughout the day. And third one is I'm telling you all that I am doing to you. Okay, I eat only when I'm hungry. Okay, then let's go to the fourth point now. Okay, see, these are some simple things, but then you have to have awareness for them. Okay, you cannot just list it out and then forget about it. Okay, now when I sit down to eat, what I do is I chew very slowly and really mindful eating. Okay, and I eat with gratitude for the people who are responsible to bring me the food. That's a simple thing. We can do that, right? But do you remember it? Do you want to be grateful in your? You have to feel that. Okay. So if you are mindful eating, this simple act of thorough chewing is a powerful tool for blood sugar management. So when you chew, put slowly and completely, you are doing much more than breaking down food mechanically. Digestive enzymes in saliva, they begin carbohydrate breakdown immediately. Okay, so they reduce the glycemic load to your system. Okay, and studies have shown that chewing each bite 30 to 40 times can lower post-meal glucose spikes by 15 to 25%. Okay, so improved insulin sensitivity, another benefit occurs when eating slowly because your body has time to register satiety signals before overconsumption, right? The practice also enhances your nutrition absorption and reduces digestive stress. So if you eat very hard meat, very hard vegetables, and all that, with the hard fiber and all that, it's kind of difficult for the digestive system, and they have this digestive stress. Slow, basically. So if you add gratitude, your experience transforms eating into a meditative practice. Appreciating your food activates relaxation responses that further optimize digestion and metabolic function. So many benefits, right? So always think about that. Okay, and now we go to the fifth one. Okay, I pay a lot of attention to the food that I'm eating. Are they really having the coming from the pure soil, or there's a chemical burden there? That means, how are they grown? Are they organic or not? And I consciously choose to either raise them in our garden, or winter time we don't have much to do, then we'll go to the organic fruit and market, go vegetable market. So choosing the organic produce isn't just about avoiding pesticides. It's about maximizing the nutritional density that supplies stable blood sugar, that really allows you to maintain that. So organic fruits and vegetables, both, okay, they typically contain high levels of antioxidants, minerals, and phytonutrients. They directly influence the glucose metabolism. Okay, they minimize toxins. Obviously, pesticide residues can disrupt endocrine function and interfere with insulin signaling pathways. See, there's a method to this madness. And then maximize vitality. Higher antioxidant content helps to combat oxidative stress linked to insulin resistance. Okay? And then your soil quality. Organic farming practices enhance soil microbiomes, right? And they lead to more nutrient rich products. Okay? So your body burden, reducing this toxic load allows your body to focus energy on optimal metabolic function. So focus on leafy greens, berries, and cruciferous vegetable. They are powerhouses for blood sugar balance with the minimal effort. Okay, so try to eat that. That's the fifth one. Okay, and now we're going to go to the sixth one. Okay, this is a very important thing, but people don't pay attention. Is, are you eating for your vital energy, or are you eating for the pleasure that you will get? So you got to shift your mindset. Okay. See, if you view food as information and fuel for yourselves rather than entertainment or emotional comfort, that's a good thing to do. So you have to pay attention to the nourishment over cravings. Okay. Your genuine nutritional needs, they guide your choices instead of conditioned taste preferences. That's what happens when you eat for the craving. And also, when you eat the nutritious food, the energy is sustainable. Foods that truly nourish, they provide steady energy without the roller coaster of the blood sugar spikes going up and down. So this does not mean that the food can't taste good. Rather, it's about retaining your palate to find satisfaction in foods that serve your body's needs. Got to think a little bit about this. Over time, there are a lot of nutritionists that provide you information on that. Okay, if your mindset is about enjoying food and really going into cravings, that's the problem. And also, a lot of us use the emotional comfort. That's what I'm talking about. Don't do that. Okay, so over time, all these nutrient dense whole foods, they become genuinely appealing, and you gain the taste for it, and you enjoy the wholesome food. Okay, and processed foods, they lose their grip after a while. You can see it for yourself. Okay, so when you eat primarily for vitality, you naturally gravitate towards low glycemic, fiber rich foods that support stable glucose and sustained energy throughout the day. Remember that. Okay? That's the sixth one. Let's go to the seventh one. I wrote about these things a while ago, but today they brought them out because I went to the room where they were talking about the blood sugars. Okay? Now, how I eat. You see, the yogic practice is Yeka Bhukta. Yeka means one, Bhukta means the meal. Okay, they were eating only once in 24 hours. No breakfast, no dinner, only a late heavy lunch. Only one meal, that's all. No snacks in between, nothing else. Okay. So, but I do a little variation of it because the afternoon is the most digestive energy, which we call Agni in yoga, that is secreted in the afternoon. That's why my heaviest meal is the afternoon. But I eat light breakfast, oatmeal, some nuts, and some fruit. You know, usually apple or something, or even banana, and then macadamia nuts and some peanuts, some cashew, and also the oatmeal. There's also coarse oatmeal. It's not like a instant oatmeal, So I start my food like it has to process my food properly, right? So what I do is morning light and fresh. Okay, afternoon is the largest meal when diversifier is strongest, and the evening fruits and milk. That's all. I like some snack, that's all. So what the research confirmed was that eating the same meal at dinner versus breakfast can result in 20 to 30% higher glucose and insulin responses. So, by front loading calories early in the day, you work with your body's natural rhythm rather than against them. So, a lot of people have a very heavy dinner and they go to sleep. That's not good at all. Okay. So, you have to think about it. So, this pattern supports deeper sleep and you eat light, and more efficient overnight metabolic repair. There is a metabolic repair that happens during the sleep, and that is more efficient. And then it creates a positive cycle of blood sugar regulation. Okay, so that's important that you want to understand that. Okay, and now we have come to the number 8. I wrote up on this list, which is the deep sleep. Very important. Okay, I always talk about being in awareness, and that gives me uh, complete freedom from all that happened during the day or my responses during that. So, what I do is I wake up in awareness, I preach about that, everybody be in awareness, don't allow the thoughts to go and take us over. Okay. And then once you cultivate the presence, you are here and now, and that awareness continues through the day because I pay attention to every action. I don't get lost in thought. I don't want to do all of that. And before dinner, before not before, after dinner, before sleep, I kind of go all the reactions I went through the day, and then I don't let them stay in my mind. Wash them off. So rise in awareness, spend the day paying attention to everything, and at the end of the day, vacate the mind. This is I talked about AAV. Okay, and that's a presence as a metabolic tool. See, if you live with the moment to moment awareness, which I am always talking about, and I do it too. I'm not just telling to people, but I do it too. So it reduces the chronic stress response that elevates the cortisol and blood sugar, right? When you act with attention throughout the day, whether working, eating, or conversing, whatever, okay, you prevent that scattered mental state that triggers stress hormones. Okay, so evening wind down ritual is something very essential. Dim the lights, limit the screens, and maybe shut off the phone and everything, and then gentle stretching or meditation signal your body to prepare for restorative sleep. There is a wind down for the body, wind down for the mind, which I always talked about. Okay, so what happens is sleep when it's really deep, that acts like an inner physician. See, quality physician is non-negotiable for blood sugar control. Many of the diabetics don't sleep properly, toss and turn and all. That's very bad for them. Okay, so during the sleep, especially deep, your body performs critical metabolic maintenance. Recognize that and honor that. So it repairs insulin receptors and balances hormones that are stressful, especially, and then consolidates the day's metabolic decisions. It does. Okay. So even one night of poor sleep can reduce insulin sensitivity by 30%. So chronic sleep deprivation is as detrimental to glucose control as a poor diet. If you eat a very pure diet, obviously diabetes is not controlled. Like that, chronic sleep deprivation due to whatever reason. Don't do that even one day if you are a diabetic, you have blood sugar problem. Okay. So protect your sleep by keeping your bedroom cool around 65 to 68 degrees. Okay. And also completely dark. Don't allow any light coming. And then technology free. So, and aim for 6 to 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep. You have the ambience and then you unwind your body and your mind and then go. If you have any problems with that and you really have problem, then you can always call me. Okay. So these are 8 and 9 are the awareness and deep sleep. Okay. And then the last one is so like a bowel movement is very, very important in diabetic control too. So if you clear the gut, you clear the mind. See, that's why I aim to get a smooth, complete bowel movement each morning because that's a key indicator of metabolic health and proper blood sugar regulation. Okay, so your gut health and glucose your control are really intimately connected through the gut brain pancreas axis. That's the axis. Gut communicates with the pancreas and also through the brain, and the metabolism, the gut metabolic connection is real. Okay, if you have a healthy microbiome that influences insulin sensitivity and glucose metabolism, not with one or two, but multiple pathways, including hormone production, and also inflammation regulation. That is regulated. That's why it is very important. Okay. So these 10 paths I described to you, they work in synergy. Okay, don't underestimate them. Each practice amplifies the other. It creates a holistic approach to balance blood sugar. This is rooted not only in ancient wisdom but also modern science. I use this for myself. So I just thought I would share that with you guys. So anything, any questions, anything that you want to talk to me about, I will be happy to answer your questions and tell you further details if you want. Okay. So nobody has any questions? Yeah. Peter.
Hey, Dr. Brown, namaste.
Namaste. See, I shared from my regular practice. This is.
I love it. I love it. You really broke it down in a really neat way. I try to stick to the one meal a day.
Yeah.
I don't always do it. I don't like yesterday. I got busy and I ended up making the mistake of eating at like 8 o'clock at night. And did I feel the difference in my body?
Yeah.
Didn't rest as well and all that. I just got busy and I just wasn't hungry, so I just kept working, doing what I enjoy doing. Right?
No, that's a habit. You don't want to force it. Okay, you want to ease it. So what I do is, instead of going only one meal and being like a yogi, I kind of allow a good breakfast in the sense of oatmeal, nuts, fruit, right, and maybe some Ayurveda tea made with spices. Okay, and then for the meal, I do regular rice and curries and all. That's a good meal I have, right? With the yogurt, I finish it off. And then for the night, fruits and milk. That's it. But then morning is very light, night is very, very light. No, the middle is the one. But I worked into it, Peter. I did not come just like that. you have to have the energy levels. You have to work, and when you go there, you don't want any weakness and all that. So don't force yourself, but take the philosophy of the all the 10 principles and allow them to operate on you slowly. You grow into it rather than suddenly, oh, this is good, and then you will give what's called digestive stress. Okay, a lot of people are not aware of that because you don't want to do this with willpower. You want to do it as a refined habits.
Right.
So
you know what? When you talked about, and I never kind of thought about it this way, but I try to eat organic as much as I can. I don't always eat organic, but what struck me was when you said about it's more than just avoiding pesticides, but it's getting the full nutritional value out of what you're eating. And I never thought about it that way. I just thought about it as more as trying to eat cleaner and avoiding those pesticides.
So there is a cycle I teach my patients. You know what it is what is coming from a rich soil that will be organic. What is happening to the rich topsoil is because of the chemical burden we are putting, because we want more produce, more yield to the crop. That's why what you're saying is, oh, this particular chemical will give me a lot, and then I'll be able to do that. But that disturbs the balance of the microbiome.
Right.
So what you want to do is cultivate a habit of, I'm going to prepare compost every day, right?
Yeah.
And then you all the waste, everything that you there, you go and put it in the dump, in the backyard, and let it simmer around 3 months, 6 months. Then next year you can use that as the soil, so that you can fortify whatever soil you are using.
I heard something today about someone was talking about eating organic. They said, well, we spray pesticides so the insects don't eat our food, but we end up eating the same food ourselves.
Yeah. No. All the bugs are not bad, really, Peter.
Of course not.
You see, what is the research we have now? Microbiome. And so many billions of them, most 90% of our body is made up of bugs.
Yeah.
People get shocked when they hear that, but that is good bugs too. And then,
good bugs.
And then we're killing them also. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And then oxidative stress. Then I go to the cellular biology. When you go there, this is all stressed out because of the chemical burden.
Right.
So that's what I'm talking about there. Yeah.
I mean, living water too. I think I mean, wherever we drink our water, but even if we have filters for our water, it's still recycled water from your city. If you drink well water, that's good. But I try to drink spring water as often as I can. And I have a filter, even filter my shower. But the thing is, living water.
Even the spring water is spoiled because we have spoiled the earth.
I know.
But doesn't mean.
I don't even want to admit to that, but it really bothers me because I drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
And it really bothers me, the thought of that.
Come back. I want to give you a couple of insights on the water, because a lot of people can freak out, and then they think, oh, I am not able to really control the water, and I was supposed to drink this water, but there is a therapeutic effect of any water. Okay, water itself can purify itself and can be regulated to be nourishing for us. Do you know that you could talk to the water and make it better?
Yes, I've heard of that. Please tell me what I should do.
Yeah,
I've heard of that.
There's a custom that I saw carried on from the ancient times into the present time. What they do is they take the water in earthen pot. They call the kunda, kuja, and all that. Okay, it's not about getting a metal thing, but more like a made of earth. Okay, that has the pores, so the air goes better, water feels better too. That's one thing. Other thing is they take a vessel of the earthen pot and then put water in it, and then they worship it. They just put some tilak, and maybe they will do a prayer or something, but they treat with reverently.
Right.
See, it's not that it's going to come and save you, but it is the respect, it is the gratitude. Yeah, all
It's the
that.
same thing with your food that you talk about. That
Exactly.
When you do your food
Yeah.
with reverence, I think it's along the same lines.
Oh, well, that is a lot of philosophy. It's called Annam Parabrahma. But
Say that again. I can't pronounce.
Annam. Annam means meal. Okay. Rice is Annam. If you cook the rice, that they call it Annam. Basically, Annam means food. Okay.
Right.
And whatever food you can consume is also the reality of energy itself.
Yes. Yes.
Obviously, right? So that is how they used to offer prayer to the food that is giving life to us, and then being really how many people are reverential about the breathing that they do, about the life force coming into us?
Right.
This is all mindfulness, this is like being there and then remembering it and repeating it and making it a habit.
Yeah.
You don't have to be religious about it. It's just an element. That element is sustaining us, earth sustaining us, air sustaining us, and also the water sustaining us, and also the heat from the sun, right?
Yeah.
And also we are in the sky. Those are the 5 elements that I revered very much. And having connection with the nature is this also.
So I have a question, and it's something I've been seeing, of course, on social media. I said that's just what happens, but sometimes it makes sense. Now, I read a couple books on melanin, right?
Yeah.
That which colors our skin, and the energetic the life-giving properties of melanin, the energy behind it, not just what makes my skin a little bit darker than maybe my neighbor's skin. But we all have it, unless we're all albino. We all have melanin
actually,
in our skin.
it is protective.
It's protective
from the cancer.
So when I think of like sunscreens, and I'm not saying anybody should, if you're using sunscreens, you use that. If your physician says use sunscreen, do it. But for me, right, looking how I look in the region that my people come from, like the sun is a very important source of revitalizing our bodies and our beings.
Every day, half an hour, Peter, you go and sit in the morning sun.
Yeah.
And expose your skin to that. This one of the sutras. I have a plank. It is supposed to be 18,000 years ago. That plank.
Did I hear the one on Patanjali? I think I might have.
No, Patanjali is very, very new compared to that. But in that plank, they talked about exposing the skin to the sun.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more there in that. But basically, melanin that is produced by exposure to the sun is very protective for us against cancer.
Of course.
So because fair people don't have that melanin activation, they kind of succumb to the cancer. So it's they may say you are black, you are brown, we are superior. That's all cosmetic. That's all your own thing. But actually speaking, melanin is protective for us.
It is.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more question.
Yeah. Sure, go ahead.
Questions today. So I also heard about like looking into the sun. Now, growing up, don't look at the sun, you go blind, And I hear a lot of new theories on like looking at the sun, like not for prolonged periods.
Yeah. This is a practice. I have seen people doing it actually. And they will be staring at the sun for a long time. And see, there is what is called tratak, drishta. Like these are the terms that they use when they focus on a light source, especially the light source of sun at certain, certain altitudes, and they do have the protection of the inner eye, provided the altitude is correct, But it's a pretty dangerous practice if you do it for a prolonged time. But if you close your eyes and then you maintain looking at your eyes are closed, right? But your eyes are really focusing to the sun beyond your eyelids, That kind of heat absorption is very, very good too. But don't stare at the sun, but close your eyelids, but let the sunlight coming through the eyelids into the eye line. That's a very protective thing. But if you stare it for a few minutes, some people have regeneration of energy waves in their mind. Some are beneficial, some are not. But it's a very unapproved, unclear practice. Okay, this is not like a something you could do safely. You got to have a lot of understanding about. But the general practice is go there, sit in front of the sun, but don't stare at the sun. Close your eyes, but then
close your eyes.
Yeah, then as though you are looking at the sun through the eyelids.
Through the eyelids, right? That's beautiful.
Yeah,
I've been doing that since I was a kid. I still love doing that.
Good. Just do that. That is a very good absorption of the heat and also the rays. There are so many different rays in the sunshine. Okay, so you get to know them and when to what place you are, how they are coming, what time you are of the day, and we have to understand that. It's a big science on that, So don't experiment unnecessarily because you can get hurt. So
I'm gonna go looking at the sun.
Yeah. I'm telling you, this ancient wisdom is so deep. What you think is normal, they studied at a length that is, as a scientist, I get bowled over whenever I'm exposed to this. And then if I talk to you guys, you think I'm mad. He's gone.
Oh, not me.
They say, no, I'm just telling you. They say, oh, he has gone to the deep end. And they say, oh, this stuff and all that. You say, see, what it is we have the sensory organs, eyesight, ear, and all that, right? Those senses, only through that we think we can perceive. But when you go beyond the senses and you perceive much more.
Of course, where the real man is.
Yeah, that's why some of the powers that yoga is supposed to give you, because they are focused on these practices. For example, I give a simple one. Raise your hand, extend your elbow, right hand, extend your elbow, and then put the thumb up. Rest of the fingers are, flexed towards you. Okay, you make a fist, but your thumb is up, right?
Thumb is up.
And then your elbow is extended to the front. Okay, now stare at the thumb with both eyes and don't blink. Stare it till you blink automatically. Okay, and this is practice. It relieves anxiety, it improves your concentration and the focus. Every day morning when you get up, Peter, sometimes I do eyesight exercise in the morning routine, but sometimes I don't. I have no time, but I show them. If you review the text, it will be there. Do the entire thing and then finish with this Tratak and see how your mindfulness, meditativeness grows up. That means you become more focused, more concentrated.
So hand up, right hand up.
You see, I'm putting my hand out, and then make it a fist, and thumb is up. Okay, and then elbow is straight, and the wrist is straight, and it is at the eye level. Okay, and then there sit up, and just stay at the thumb, and don't allow your blinking come on. Just to stay till you tear up. That is the practice. Okay, a lot of people do only a few seconds. No, you tear up. Then actually it's a very good exercise for lacrimating the eye so that you have better, kind of cleans up the eye ball. Kind of, and then
without glasses, or does it matter?
Without glasses.
Without glasses, okay.
It's only just your arm length up, right? So just to put it there and then do it, and don't think of anything. Just to stare it. Just let it go. If you have something coming up, some thinking, oh, what I'm doing, I'm actually idiotic. Let it go. Let it go and just stare at it. Actually, this is a good exercise for your lacrimal ducts. Okay?
Perceive it.
Yeah, and that is very, very important to focus on that. Okay?
Beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Rao.
Yeah, okay.
Namaste.
Namaste. So, anybody has any other question before I hang up? This is a very practical, important thing that I think people with blood sugar should consider. Think about it, understand. If you have any questions, send the DM to me, okay? Otherwise, you just allow them to be your practice, okay? And I'll do more detailed ones later. But I thought I will just introduce these 10 practices I'm doing and also explain to you how our cellular metabolism is connected with these practices by not producing too much cortisol and giving you better blood sugar control. Okay. All right. I will talk to you again later. And any questions, you send it to me and I'll try to answer them. Thank you. Bye-bye.